Hello and welcome to MAVV Radio. My name is Justin, aka Icebox on the internet, and I'm here with my two co-hosts, Gail Fox, or otherwise known as Tori,
That's me.
and Lex, aka Guarded Belief on Twitter. Well, welcome back everyone, or welcome if it's your first time. I mean, this is the third episode. We have two other ones if you want to watch those first.
Would be much appreciated.
So we had a poll this last week on Twitter that Tori put up.
Mm-hmm.
What was the question, Tori?
It was, what were your first impressions of Weiss and Blake? What are our results?
We had 4 options, and first place with 54% was love them.
Which I
Second was 36% with they were alright. Then fourth place was 7% with didn't have an opinion. And last place was 3% with I hate them. We had 59 votes, so that was pretty good poll. But seriously, guys?
I literally said they were alright.
Okay, Blake, I can understand. But Weiss? If someone were to come up to you and behave to you that way...
I would not like them.
Why would you like them?
I would be exactly like Ruby and be like, I don't understand what I did wrong.
Exactly. And I'm really hoping that most of the love went to Blake. Because Weiss doesn't get to be her really poised, cool self until later episodes. This is just brat Weiss right now.
Spoiled bratty Weiss.
We're gonna move into the feedback section. We got some feedback from some awesome people. First, we got feedback again from Drew Schauger. Can't say that. at Drew Schauger. He said, crystal dust is pure, powder dust is refined like what Weiss uses. Also, the cylinders in episode 1 also did remind him of colored sugar. So, Tori, your little sweet tooth wasn't alone.
Colored crystal candy.
Yeah.
I wonder, in that case, though, can you mix, refined dust together? Like the way you can mix different sugars?
Possibly.
And make different elements? Ooh, I don't know.
That would be interesting.
Maybe.
Be a sweet treat.
I want dust candy now.
Me too.
Joseph at Pretty Spaghetti sent us a couple tweets. He said with the type of dust, from what he's heard, there's a few base ones, which are fire, water, air, and earth, and they can be combined to make more types like ice. And he said with Glinda, if she uses dust, it's probably a gravity dust.
Gravity dust?
That would be very interesting if it is actually that is the thing she really uses.
I like that it's not elemental bound. Because usually when you have stuff like that, it's an element like earth, wind, heart.
If you think gravity, earth and wind combined,
that's true,
somewhat be something like that. But that's definitely an interesting idea. It would explain some things about her.
And her semblance is telekinesis.
Yeah.
So we get a confirmation for that.
It is?
Uh-huh.
Who confirmed that?
Or a form of telekinesis. Wikipedia.
Oh, did it really?
On the RWBY wiki.
Oh, really?
I didn't even check that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was totally right.
We should probably be looking at those.
Check your facts.
Yeah.
I called it.
I mean, telekinesis is kind of hard to miss.
Yeah, that's
as
true.
an ability.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me have a moment.
Hey, no judgment.
Let me have my moment.
Let him bask in the glory.
Joseph also pointed out there, with non-transforming weapons, there are a few that don't have it. He says Glinda, Ozpin, which I don't think is true. I think Ozpin does have some type of transforming weapon. We just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Ren, which I think Ren's folds up a little. I don't know. It fits in his glove pockets.
In the episodes, they kind of just shrink into his episodes. He shrink into his sleeves, so I don't really know.
Into his episodes.
Can he make things shrink?
That would be interesting.
Is that his semblance?
I don't think so. I think that was just kind of a cosmetic choice of where does he keep his weapons? In his sleeves.
I have something up my sleeve.
Say, oh damn it, you beat me to it.
He also said that all of Team Cardinal didn't have transforming weapons, and then Fox, which we don't know for sure.
I need to know.
He has the Tonfas.
It's not Tonfas. They're like claws.
I don't know. I think they're my... I'm not. I'd have to go back and look. I'm almost certain that the Tonfas.
I don't even know what Fox's weapon looks like, so I need to rewatch the episode where he fights.
Yeah, to be honest, we don't really know who Fox is.
They're claws. I'm right about this.
I really want to know about Fox.
And then Yatsuhashi.
Yatsuhashi.
But that, thank
Damn
you.
it, I even fucked it up.
Yatsuhashi.
There we go.
Also just has a sword. But, I mean, when I originally brought up the point about Glinda not having a transforming weapon, I mostly meant she had a weapon that wasn't really a weapon.
Yeah, because it's an object, mostly. A riding crop.
It's a riding crop, which RWBY fans will bring up RWBY fans' point in a bit. But yeah, thank you, Joseph, for the feedback. Definitely helpful. We'll move on to RWBY fan, who said Glinda's weapon is her riding crop. And then the theory of there being dust inside of people is highly supported by what happened to Pyrrha. She probably turned into dust, maybe. You guys also didn't mention in episode 1 that we first meet Lisa Lavender and learn both the Faunus and the White Fang.
I mean,
that was pretty much in the episode.
Yeah, I
so
think we briefly
touched
on the Faunus idea because we talked about how like she was talking, like the news, like Lisa Lavender was talking about the news and how there was riots. I know we didn't really mention the Faunus, but I mean we talked a little bit about it. I know that much.
About how Glinda's peace speech came literally after the fact that there was a Faunus riot.
Literally.
I mean, we haven't really even talked about the Faunus at all. Like, do you guys think, like, we know men were made from dust, but were Faunus also made from dust?
See, that's what makes me really curious as to what Faunus are, like, on the subject of Faunus, because to me, my idea of what Faunus are is they are a form of human, but have a part of Grimm in them. But that's just...
Part of Grimm?
Yes. And that's what makes them a Faunus. And that's just something, like... It's because I've watched, like, a bunch of different... I've read and seen a bunch of different comics. And there was this one comic I've been keeping up with that is a fan-made comic. And it shows how, like, a Faunus can turn back into a Grimm. And I thought that was really interesting. So
What?
I was like, now I've got this idea that maybe they're humans that are half Grimm. I don't know. I really don't know. But Faunus...
Interesting idea.
Faunus are, like, literally my favorite thing about RWBY.
I just, like, assumed that they were, like, kind of like a subspecies of human, or... Because when Blake talks about being a Faunus to Aspen, she does use the word species.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, like, even, like, almost in a distasteful way. Like, your species aren't ready to accept us yet. So, like, there's possibly a great difference between them, but, like, I don't know. Maybe genetically there's, like, very, very little difference. So kind of the way that people are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Definitely interesting things going on there. And then we got one more thing from Link in a flurry hat. Link in a fluffy hat. Not a...
Dude, flurry sounds so good right now.
on Tumblr.
Make a Dairy Queen after this.
He's also a lukewarm guy on Twitter. He brought a lot of things up, but we talked about the moon already. He said the portal in the trailer and the intro that kind of like attacked them. He said could represent Salem, maybe.
That would be interesting too.
Dark, spooky portal of death? Possibly.
Yeah. A lot of foreshadowing, that's for sure, of who it is. Maybe it's Salem and Raven. Maybe it's just Salem. Who knows?
About Salem, and do you think Salem is a Faunus?
See,
I don't
think she's a Faunus, but I don't think she's really human either.
She's definitely not human. I just gotta say that right now. She is definitely not human, just from her looks.
There's yeah. But she could be like a Faunus, like a weird realm of Faunus that we haven't met.
Yeah, and see, that also, like, kind of brings her back around to, like, my like, oh, maybe they're part Grimm. Because, I mean, the red eyes and that, the way she's got those black lines around her face. I don't know if those are just veins that are black.
This baby never got bad blood.
Literally.
It's running black and kind of looks scary.
Very Grimmish, though.
She is very Grimmish.
She's like human Grimm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all the feedback that we got this week. Thank you everyone for sending us stuff. We always appreciate it.
Very much.
And without we're gonna go to chapter 3.
Further ado?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, but
then you didn't
for some reason.
You had a brain fart.
Yep.
It's okay.
So, Without further ado, let's head on to episodes 3, 4, and as a bonus, 5. Because we're going to try and do 3 episodes a week until they start getting longer and we get into like the juicy good stuff.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get through these bunches of episodes. We'll get to like juicy, thick parts.
All right. Well, chapter 3. That's where we're gonna start. Definitely getting more characters introduced.
Kira!
Yep, this is the first time we introduced Pira.
ARKOS is real.
It's kind of hard to miss her, but at the same time, because like obviously she's not one of the like black blobs that are walking around. She's obviously a character, but when I first watched it, I was like, "Oh look, a chick!" Like,
oh look, another chick.
like I didn't know who she was or anything and how amazing she was, and now I'm sad.
Same.
Let's play Spot the supporting character. No, for those of you who might need a memory refresher, it's literally Jean says goodbye to Ruby and he's like, great, where else am I gonna see like a cute, quirky girl I can talk to? And then he walks off the screen and literally behind him is Pira.
There's Pira. There's his quirky, cute girl.
That is the first allusion to ARKOS.
And
you will find that there are so many ARKOS things in these chapters.
I love ARKOS.
If you can't tell, I really like ARKOS. Number 1 ARKOS supporter.
I think the cool thing, this episode, the next 2 episode, you really get to see Ruby's and Yang's relationship more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're very much sisters. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Like, oh, I love you, but like at the same time, my friends are here. Gotta go. Bye. Like,
literally me with my own sister. That's the thing.
I have to say, Yang and Ruby remind me of a lot of my own sister and me. How there's still that sisterly love, but then even Yang kind of makes the point. It's like we've been sisters. And we've been together, but you really need to like branch out and meet new people. It can't always just be me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yep.
But at the same time, you're like, hey, like you're still new to this. I saved you a spot. Come sit with me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's still very supportive, but she's still very for like having Ruby break out of her shell, which is, really good for character development as far as Ruby's case, because Ruby also makes the point how like she hates interacting with people at this point.
Oh yeah.
And she doesn't know how to, and she's all about just how much she loves weapons but hates interacting with people.
She just likes fighting them grim.
Yep, she wants to fight the grim, and Yang's just like, no, you're gonna be on teams, you gotta go out and meet people and it's gonna be great.
My favorite line, I think probably still to end of season 3 of anything that makes me laugh the hardest is when Yang says, oh my god, you really did explode.
I love that part.
And you said the end of season 3. I think you mean the end of the episode.
No, I mean like that's my favorite line throughout all of RWBY.
Oh.
You
like,
really did explode.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you really did explode.
It's like
just
that you really did blow up.
Probably was.
That's probably the thing that made me laugh the hardest out of RWBY.
Oh yeah, and her expression too, just like pure gold at its finest.
Another tip of the hat to the Research Chief animators for amazing facial expression and
Barbara.
comedy delivery.
Even for season 1, yeah.
And
just
Barbara, because Yang, Barbara voice, yes.
Yeah. Just like
and speaking on that same side of the coin, this is also a really nice Weiss character development. Because when she first comes up to Ruby, the first thing she does, and she's like, oh, are you okay? You just exploded. She hands Ruby a pamphlet from her family about Dust and You. And she goes through this amazing, like, rattling, pre-rehearsed speech about dust and, like, terms and conditions of using Weiss, or using Schnee Company dust. And I'm like, how many times have you prepared and had to say this speech to people? Which is kind of like, you are really just like a little tentacle arm for this company, just reaching out and doing company things, and you're just a cog in the wheel right now for the family business.
Oh my god.
And then when you go to later episodes, she's just Weiss.
Literally.
Because right now she's Weiss Schnee.
Yes.
But later she's Weiss. And I think that's really cool.
Honestly, to me, headcanon, Papa Schnee reading her the terms of conditions to bed every night. That's literally the reason why she probably knows.
Daddy, read me a bedtime story. Schnee, dust, and you. Dad, I've heard this one before.
You're gonna listen to
it again. You will hear it again.
Last night.
You're gonna memorize this.
How I sound like Jamie Heineman for a second. Why, thank you, Father. Okay, we're done.
Okay.
All right.
So
Moving on to Ozpin's speech.
Oh God, Ozpin.
Ozpin's distant speech.
The most thing that really hit me was the fact that he's like wasted energy. I'm like, what are you thinking there, Ozpin? Like, what do you view people as?
I think it's one of those things where it's like, you're wasted energy unless you do something about it.
Yeah.
So partly motivational, partly like kind of demotivational in a way where people are like, that's not true. I'm not wasted energy. I'm gonna show you. I don't know.
Invoking emotions.
That's how I interpreted that speech.
Yeah.
Kind of.
What do you think they meant by Yang saying he was off?
I think something
preoccupied.
Yeah, preoccupied. I think something happened that he was just like, I need to say this speech to these kids, but I've got my mind on 10 billion other things, probably to do with Cinder and Ember.
Do you guys? Yeah, I was gonna say, do you think it?
I'd say something out of place happened with his little
the Fall Maiden.
Yeah,
possibly.
But I think though the Fall Maiden obviously happened before the whole school, them going to school. But I definitely think like Cinder must have done something to try and get closer to finding Amber.
And they probably got information about it, or just something of that sort, kind of like knocked him off his rocker a little bit.
Oh yeah,
which is funny because he's old. Rocker.
Yeah.
Speaky. You dang kids, get off my lawn.
Get off my school property right now.
Get off my school. Sorry, Ozpin, you're actually really cool.
We love you.
Seriously.
We love you and your awkward penis chair.
Oh my God.
I will never forget whenever someone pointed that out to Caesar and he was like,
oh. Oh.
It was the best moment ever. Anyway.
Moving on. So they they all sleep in the same room.
Basically.
Which was interesting.
It was for the night.
I mean, it's technically not even a room. It's just like a large ballroom or large like dining area or something.
That's where they had the prom.
It reminds me of when all like the Harry Potter kids slept in like the Great Hall during.
Or it's a hall or something.
What was it? When did they all sleep in the Great Hall?
It was when the Death Eaters. No, Voldemort.
Right, and they're like, no one is safe in their dorms, so everybody just put into one big place at one time.
Yeah, and they were all talking.
Easy pickings.
Yep.
Strength in numbers, but easy pickings. That's what it reminded me of, at least.
But yeah.
And this is also when we actually have a deeper conversation with Blake, who opens up just a little bit as being like kind of the person who doesn't really want to talk unless there's something that interests her that she wants to talk about.
Yeah.
Like her book.
Which
I found interesting because it was a book about someone who had two souls, two identities.
Man with two souls mean anything? I was like,
Are you two-souled because you're a faunus and a student? Or are we trying to figure out what your two personalities in the world are going to be?
See, it has a lot of
hidden. Identify as a faunus more, or like a person or a student more?
Yeah.
Oh, you think it's about
See, for me, it has like a lot of different hidden meanings, to be honest.
Yeah. I thought it was probably something that would lead eventually to Adam.
Well,
that's interesting.
Too, because it'd be like man with two souls.
Yeah.
Who Adam was beforehand and what he is now.
He was really good to her, supposedly at first, and now something took over him, and now he's
that is what
evil.
We call, ladies and gentlemen, an abusive relationship.
See, it's really interesting that we all found something kind of different. Like, I was thinking of, after seeing it now, like, Pyrrha's confliction of her possibly hosting two souls, her own and possibly Amber's in the future. So I was like, was this a hint about, like, Pyrrha and her, like, undecisive nature? I don't know.
Or, like, Cinder sucking in Pyrrha's soul.
That would be interesting, too, yeah.
We'll talk.
The possibility of hosting two souls in one body. So, like, mine was about Blake's identities and how she's having an internal struggle with how she wants to be. You had Adam and, like, how he used to be and what he is now. And then Lex is like, it's the Fall Maiden. So, like, little details like that are amazing about foreshadowing and world building. And Oh, I just love it when shows do that.
Yeah, because each
Because
person
that was like
can
that was my
find
biggest
something.
note of this episode was the subject of Blake's book.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, and I like hinted about the Pyrrha thing, but I have like a whole little big theory, or not little. I have a whole theory about that we will get to do later because I've been saving for the episode that when it comes up.
Okay, fine.
Dang it.
Also, I want to point out one of the very last things that's said is Blake is like, the real world isn't a fairy tale, and I'm sitting there, I'm like,
You
your
live
entire
in a
world
fairy tale.
is a fairy tale. You are based on fairy tales.
She's reading a book and has a candelabra. How do you say that?
Candelabra.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
next to her, leading to, hey, look, hi, I'm Belle.
Literally.
A book and a candle and Belle. It's not a fairy tale. Of course not.
Of course not, Blake. Cool.
The little things that I had before meeting Blake was Ruby has other friends, guys.
Which we never
Yeah,
see.
and she couldn't bring them to Beacon. It's sad.
I
Or
want to
ever
know
talk
about
about
them.
ever
Yeah.
again.
She'll probably never become friends with them again. She's probably already lost contact with them. Just literally, poor Ruby.
That's super sad, though.
Well, it's really funny though that like they hit a key note on what happens to many students when they either go to college and stuff. Because like this is an academy, you know, so it's very similar to a college. And once you go to college, if you separate from your friends, like, I mean, sometimes yeah you'll see them again, but very rarely will you be able to be like, yo, hey, let's all hang out again, you know, all the time. When it's just like, oh hey, I've been off running around with these other people.
That I like better now.
Sorry I didn't talk to you.
It's kind of like having to actually say goodbye to some friends merely because you do move on to another part of your life.
Yeah.
Is kind of like a rite of passage.
Yeah, a little bit.
But like one that no one really wants
And
to
it's
go
kind of
through.
like forced upon her too.
And you're lucky if you can keep all of your friends in one
yeah.
place. I mean, that's great, but a lot of times that's not the case.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, Justin, it was really kind of forced upon her.
I mean, she was happy to go to school, but at the same time, it was just like she was saying to Yang, it was like, you didn't have a choice. Your friends came with you, which the friends that Yang
You got to keep your friends.
did not keep because we've never met them either.
So obviously, it's like Ruby's.
What's the real story, Yang? Huh?
Yeah.
Who are your real friends?
But no, obviously it's like Ruby gets very comfortable with having friends she's already known compared to like meeting new people, as you said earlier.
And my favorite thing at the end of that episode is right before the lights turn off. There's the whole team is there. Team RWBY is right there, and it's a really bad start. Like,
oh yeah,
they're all arguing.
Everyone is just super upset with each other.
They're just like, no.
This is Team RWBY.
Team RWBY at its finest.
Arguing in their pajamas.
Any other notes about Chapter 3?
Nothing really, except for the odd fact that after Blake blows out the candle, the entire lights go out. Wasn't there lights above them, though?
She controls all the lights.
She literally controlled the entire lights, and I just thought that was pretty funny.
Everyone in the room's like, God damn it.
I wanted to still
You turned the lights off.
I just wanted to read my last chapter, damn it.
I will continue reading as soon as you leave. I was just like, dang, Blake. That was rude.
Blake. Such sass.
You know what else I just realized too? So in Beauty and the Beast, the princess doesn't find out who the Beast really is until chapter 3.
Oh my god.
And this is one of the first episodes where we finally realize what Blake is like. Where she's actually a little bit kind to somebody after, you know, they get past the first hurdle of her being a little bit antisocial.
Yeah.
How do you know it's chapter 3? Like, you read that a lot?
She doesn't know it's him till chapter 3. It's in the song.
It's in the song.
She shows the book to a sheep in front of a fountain. I grew up with the shit. I know what I'm talking about.
She's very Beauty and the Beast-esque.
I did that.
It was my favorite movie when I was growing up because it was made the year I was born, 1992.
That was I did
Fight me, Scrub Lord, I am ripped.
I was not
Okay.
into Disney princesses growing
Well,
up.
you missed out a lot of movies then.
They're so good.
I mean, I've seen
or some of
them,
them are,
but
at least.
I'd rather watch Lion King. So
Well,
Okay, to be
that is a
fair,
really good
Lion
movie.
King
Yeah.
kind of trumps all. I mean, it's Lion King.
Yeah.
all
Definitely.
right, going to chapter 4 then, where we finally get to meet
Woo!
two more amazing characters.
Nora and Ren!
Okay, so
Wait, does that have a squee moment real fast?
first impressions, Nora and Ren.
Oh my god, I love Nora so
Oh.
much. Just like, it's morning, it's morning, it's morning, it's morning. I'm just like, I love you.
I fell in love with them both, to be honest.
Their interaction was literally the best.
And you can kind of tell that they've been at it for a long time. Because, first of all, Ren just lets her ramble, and Nora knows that he's not responding, but still doesn't anyway. Also, their toothbrushes match their outfits.
Yeah, when Nora showed up, I was like, oh no, Yang, there might be someone rivaling your favoritism. Like,
I mean, to me, there is no rival for Nora. Nora has the #1 place. No, Neptune might be there.
I
for
would
me.
say there might be someone else.
Neptune and Sun
Honestly, Sun
might
is
rival my love
but
for Nora.
literally my
Nora
favorite.
was like, you're amazing. And we learned later that they were both don't have families, so, and they've known each other for a long time, so I'm assuming they, I guess, take care of each other.
Yeah, like a brother and
Mhm.
sister, very close.
Let's not use brother and sister example, please.
About to say, because Nora
Oh, no, I
quite
know.
frequently uses
She's like, not together.
together. Well, not
Together.
together. I mean, that would be silly.
Eh.
Like, more often than you probably should to make that a point. So
Yeah.
part of me is like, really, Nora?
She probably
That, and there's an entire song devoted to that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Second soundtrack. So
Literally just
I'm like, Nora,
please.
just follow Peter's advice. You know how you yelled at her for not following her own advice? You gotta follow her advice too.
Please, Nora, just
Well, I think kind of Nora is throwing it out there. It's Ren's move now.
it is true. I think like Nora's kind of accepted it, and she's just like trying to hint at it a little bit. Like, hey, Ren.
I mean, there's also the thing too where it's like they have such a good relationship now that having a relationship she might be afraid of like ruining it if something were to go bad.
That is
like,
true.
you know how if you date your friend, you're afraid that things will go south and you'll never be friends again. And then when you have a situation where it's just Ren and it's just Nora,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been together for so long,
But not together.
you know, yeah, not together.
We're not together.
The idea of that splitting off and like having no more support from one or the other, that's kind of like a huge risk to them now.
Oh yeah.
So Nora might be throwing it out there, and
You
I
know
don't know
what?
if Ren sees it or not.
Ren
or
could
if,
be
like,
just very not aware of it.
He's probably oblivious.
Like, he could be
Like,
completely
dang.
oblivious to it.
Oh yeah.
please do nothing to the cook.
Literally.
That's what I'm currently believing. That's my theory. It's because he doesn't know. He couldn't give John any advice about girls, so.
Yep. Well, also
To be
he
fair,
was
he was also
naked.
in his towel, probably not wanting to talk at all.
He's just like, I really want my clothes, please.
He's like slowly reaching for it, like, please, just let me put on underwear. Just the underwear. I don't care.
It's very interesting though, like, when Nora's like, we should have like a signal of some sort, like a sloth. And it's just like, it kind of hits me that Rin has a very sloth-like nature.
Yeah.
You know, like how he's very calm about things and like,
Nora.
please do nothing to the cook
I
and
don't think sloths make that much
just
noises.
like oblivious.
That's why it's perfect. No one will know that we're working together. They're cute though, and I really enjoy them.
Oh yeah.
Alright. So then we move
then-
on into the locker room, and Ruby's talking to Yang. And to be honest, like, Ruby doesn't really come off of like a super shy person to me. Like, I know she's like
Really?
antisocial and whatnot, but she seems so bubbly.
I mean, you can still have bubbly personality, but still
Be
kind of
very
have like a
introverted,
social
yeah.
anxiety thing,
Yeah.
like not knowing how to interact with people.
There are like introverts who can be extroverts, but only in certain circumstances, like with Yang. Like she's very extroverted when she's around her sister, But then when she's like kind of not, she's like very, ooh, you know.
What was that again?
The RWBY noises, you know.
You know, the RWBY noises.
Oh no, because like when you start going further into the season and get all the way to season 3, Ruby's made all these friends and like she doesn't seem shy anymore, which I guess is pretty good character development, that she becomes more confident and able to talk to other people, because she was able to talk to like Cinder and Mercury and Penny and all the new people that she met just fine. That when
That is true,
coming back
but-
to season 1 and seeing her being really like shy and not wanting to talk to other people, I was like, I forgot she was like that. So I guess that's kind of good that you
Yeah.
have character development. I mean, she is only 15 years old, so like,
Yeah, she had a very, very childlike behavior in season 1.
Mm-hmm. She's matured greatly since then.
which is, yeah, great character development.
And then
This is also when
more Pyrrha.
yeah, Weiss talks to Pyrrha, and Pyrrha's
We're
obviously
gonna talk about
like
evil Weiss.
yeah, evil scheming Weiss.
Weiss
And
is-
the line that I love is nothing when she's scheming about like having
Nothing
perfect
will get in our
grades
way.
and
We'll
being
have
part of the perfect
grades. We'll
team.
be perfect team.
And she's like, nothing will get us or get between us now. Nothing. And then literally John pops up between Weiss
like, sup,
and Pyrrha, and he's like, sup.
sup, Snow Angel, what's up?
And I was like, I think John just got between you and Pyrrha.
Literally.
Because in the future, that's going to be a thing.
Yep.
That's more ARKOS. People like, shut up about ARKOS.
Yeah, not to mention the arrow
yeah.
too.
The arrow. God. I love
The arrow is going to be between you and Pyrrha.
literally the arrow is probably my favorite thing. But like I also really like the funny thing is I didn't really hate Weiss. I said
Wait, the arrow is your favorite thing?
When she throws the arrow at him in the locker scene.
The spear.
Oh
The
no,
spear, sorry.
no.
Wait, we're talking
I'm
about the
sorry.
spear or the arrow? Because that's
I was
two
talking
very
about the arrow
different
that
things.
shot her in the heart. That got in between a lot of things because she's
That
dead.
became like the wall that got slammed down between Pyrrha
I
and
cannot
everybody.
believe you brought that up. Okay. No, but like I really disliked Weiss when she first came in. When she did the evil thing, I was like, oh my god, this character. I kind of like how she played that off. But I still didn't really like her, obviously.
Yeah.
Just Jean, like
Poor Sean.
trying to pick up girls.
He literally
It's almost cringeworthy, but in a kind of cute
it's
way.
a cute nerdy way, kind of like
Because it's like there is
I mean,
definitely
I
a
don't-
bad way
I
to
don't
try
know
and
what
pick.
you guys talking about. I took down notes, and that's what I am going to currently try to do to pick up girls
oh my
now.
god.
I mean, hey, it charmed me. But no, it's like there's definitely the wrong way to pick up chicks.
Oh yeah.
And then you go to Jean where it's almost like a golden retriever puppy, like clicking your fingers. It's like, it's kind of like, oh, okay. But then it's kind of like cute at the same time. And it's just like a helpless little golden retriever puppy. And that's what Jean reminded me of this entire thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, you are a helpless little bun.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, I also thought that it was really nice that you get to see a little bit of Pyrrha's kind of backstory, like, hey, she's done this and this, like what Weiss was describing. I was like, ooh.
She won 4 Mistral tournaments in a row.
Yes.
She graduated at the top of her class, and then she's on
Every Pumpkin
Pete's cereal box, and that was the one that John knew.
I know.
He didn't know anything else except for Pumpkin Pete's.
I really want Pumpkin Pete cereal.
I hope they
Like,
make
I want pumpkin cereal.
a Pumpkin Pete cereal.
Can you have that at RTX for us?
Please, at RT,
Please.
make that a thing.
Just pour honey on some Honey Nut, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch squares, and call it Pumpkin Pete's.
No, do pumpkin spice on some like
Oh,
some kind of cinnamon mix, kind of like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but like pumpkin Pete's with pumpkin spice. I'll take that, please and thanks.
pumpkin spice Cinnamon Toast
Oh my God,
Crunch.
yes.
And I'm not. Oof, I made myself hungry again. Which is like my constant state of being. I realized.
Same.
What also I found funny was the fact that Jean literally, like, once he was talking to Weiss, Pyrrha said hi. John completely blew her off. Like, he was just like, oh, hey, sup. And then went back to Weiss.
like-
and I'm just like, that's Pyrrha. You just you just ignored Pyrrha. You don't do that.
I wrote, John, don't be an idiot.
Literally. And then he's like, oh, hey, it's up hot stuff. Just like, John.
Yeah, there is no filter on John right now. And apparently Pyrrha really liked that, the fact that he didn't know who she was.
Oh, yeah,
because she brings it up later, how, like, everyone knew who she was, and there was, like, a whole bunch of expectations she had to live up to, and John was the first person who actually took her for who she was.
Oh, yeah. I think that's immediately when she kind of fell for him, was as soon as, like, he only recognized her for the pumpkin Pete's cereal, I was like, this girl probably really likes him, because you see in the next episode, like, she's so happy to be on his team.
They smile at each other, and it's really cute.
He also, when he was saying, oh my gosh, that's you, they only do that for famous athletes and cartoon characters.
So, by default, you're either one or the other.
You compared her to a cartoon character? Like,
I mean, literally they are.
Like, John's, like, standards for certain things are very different from most people's.
Yes.
I mean, he did have the bunny pajamas, so he would strike me as the person who watched cartoons. I still watch cartoons, man.
Before we leave the locker room, there was one thing. I don't know if you guys caught it. The ode to 636, aka Rooster Teeth's old place.
Yeah.
I was like, God.
Building 636, or...
Only 90s kids will remember.
Studio 636. I mean, there's also Studio 5, but 636, that's old school.
636 is the original.
Also, before we leave the locker room, can we just appreciate the fact that the line, sounds like Pyrrha's on board for Team Jean, was said in canon.
I just was so...
My note for that, in all caps, is the ARKOS is ripe in this episode.
It's so real.
And then below that, I added, insert Emperor's New Groove meme when the ARKOS hits just right.
Just right.
I have one more thing about the locker room. We hear Pyrrha's, like, kind of catchphrase, sorry. First time when she throws the spear at John, because she takes orders from Weiss for some reason.
It's very interesting that she does that.
Girl's gotta help a girl out.
But I don't know if either one of you noticed this. Pyrrha actually uses her semblance to pick up her spear.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
Her
I didn't pick that up at all.
She's kind of like...
If you listen carefully, you hear the sound that it makes when she uses her, and she doesn't actually grab it until it's out. So it just happens really fast. But
she's very skilled at it.
It was there, right there from the beginning. We just didn't pick it up until, like, much later.
So. Oh yeah.
Any notes out of the locker room?
Nope. I think that's it.
John and Ruby's relation.
Oh yeah, because Ruby picks up John's, like...
Picks up John, is like, come on, John. I really like them. They, like, Ruby says that they're best friends, like, and you can really see that because he kind of helped her at the very beginning, and they get advice and from each other. Like, I don't know, it's a really nice relationship that they have.
It really is. It's a good relationship to have. I always really enjoy platonic
friendships.
Lady bro friendships. That's not romantic.
And it kind of shows, like, later on, you know, like, very last episode where they basically are on a mission now together.
Okay, so my last note, now at the launchpad. My one note for this is that Ozpin literally gives no fucks about what Sean has to ask.
Lex listening to the screams of children in the morning.
Yep, that's my note. I love the sound of flying children in the morning.
I love that so much.
Coffee.
I read that note and I was like, oh my god, I love that Tori.
I mean, he like watches them fly off.
He looks so content drinking
that is the caption.
Coffee or whatever it is.
That image.
I literally wrote the same thing. I said Ozpin gives no Fs. But my favorite thing was like, you need to be matched with someone that you work well with. JK, it's random.
JK, it's random.
Whoever the first person eyes.
Whoever you see first.
That's your partner.
Well, I guess the challenge also is to make the person you first meet eyes with be able to work with you.
Yeah.
As a team, because in real life you're not really certain, like, in what situation you're going to be able to work with somebody. So getting used to somebody's fighting style right away probably be more beneficial to not only you but also them.
Yep. And then, yeah, he kind of just sends them off, and they
Just like, bye.
move, fly, and
Sends them off in quotations.
Goodbye. Yay.
More like
yay.
launches them from a pad. Literally.
John just like, how do we land?
You make up your own landing strategy.
And moving on to
poor
chapter
John.
5.
The first death of the series. R.I.P. Birdie.
I literally.
mean Crow?
Okay. It literally same. I wrote that as like, hey, look, there's the bird that's possibly Crow or Raven. But also it'd be really funny if it was Crow as to why he's like, did you miss me? And he's like, nope.
Nope.
And it just hands back to the
Because
bird.
you literally ran into me.
Yeah, hit me.
I also noticed that the model for this bird, it looked like a little Nevermore.
It does, doesn't
without
it?
the
Yeah.
white. Because it had like the little fingers on the wings. And I don't know if it was just a small Nevermore model that they used
I
for a
think
bird.
it was.
But I also kind of like the idea of there being like almost grim-like creatures that aren't grim in the world. Because like a little Nevermore bird that won't kill you is kind of cute. I like the little finger thingies and like the more bestial part of an avian creature.
Yeah. Kind of like
But like the big Nevermores are scary.
kind of like a pterodactyl bird.
Yeah, like you know, it's a place with dust and like fantastical creatures. Fantastical creatures. So why can't you have like cute, like normal fantastical animals? So I like you, Birdie, and I wish you would have stayed around longer.
Also,
And then he died.
we learn about certain landing techniques for each character, which I thought was really interesting.
Landing styles of choice.
Yes.
Also very telling of their characteristics.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, I think to be honest, my favorite is either Papira's or Yang's. One because Yang like basically uses
Yang's
her
is mine.
semblance.
Yang's is my favorite.
Not surprised.
Yang just like rockets. Yang doesn't land at first. Yang just keeps rocketing.
Yeah,
off
she just
stuff.
keeps
She's
forwarding
enjoying
it. It's
this.
just like same Yang, and then Pira's just like gives no fucks, runs into the tree branches of whatever. Or maybe they're big trees, maybe they're branches. Who knows? She just bursts through wood, and then lands.
She breaks everything and apologizes for none of it.
And then
Yeah, she does. She doesn't apologize.
And then saves
Then
John.
saves
And
John.
says
And
sorry.
apologizes for John.
And
there's
apologize.
John's landing is just
She
being
apologizes to John. She does not apologize to the trees.
Yeah.
She does not speak for the trees.
saved.
Why did she say sorry? She just saved his life.
I'm sorry. Well, because he might have gotten hurt, or being hung in a tree. He's now hung in a tree
By his neck.
by his neck.
By his scuff of his neck.
That could be very dangerous. Kira.
I mean, he's kind of like out there, like grim bait, basically, at this point.
Yep.
Just hanging there.
But hey, he got saved, so that's his landing style. Is literally
Yep.
saved by everyone.
He was saved. Yang just rockets forward.
Ren has a very graceful dancer, like, swirl around the trunk.
And I like that we
Mhm.
don't see Nora's, and I like that we don't see Blake's. So it kind of like gives a mystery as to what their semblance is, because obviously we see those later, quite later on. Well, except for Blake's, we see Blake's earlier in the trailer, but Nora's, we had no idea of her
I
true
noticed
power.
I didn't have any idea how Nora landed. I'm assuming she used her hammer in some sort of
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like how she rocketed over later in the next couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Probably did something
the
like
charges. Little love charges.
Yeah, and then Weiss uses her glyphs.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
I forgot about her.
Poor Weiss.
It's kind of
Poor
lame.
Weiss, so forgotten.
R.I.P. Weiss.
I mean, I would like Weiss more if she wasn't so
Such a
rude
brat.
to Ruby when she first meets her.
Yeah.
Walks away.
Same.
Yeah,
You
speaking
came
of
back.
Weiss,
You came back.
my note for that is even though, like, Ruby has expressed that Weiss really isn't, like, Weiss is her, like, quote-unquote enemy that she made on accident. And even though she probably wasn't, like, looking forward to possibly meeting her, she still gets really happy that Weiss came back. And even after Weiss ran away the first time, like, she turns her back and, like, walks the opposite direction. Ruby's like, wait, no, we're supposed to be teammates. So even, like, considering how she feels about Weiss at this point, she still puts her best foot forward to try and be partners, because she wants to be a huntress that bad
Mm-hmm.
that she's willing to work with Weiss and still try and be friends with her.
Yeah. I also think a part of me thinks Ruby probably really wanted to like Weiss, even though her attitude was very off-put to her when she met her.
Yeah, I think this Ruby thinks this is a chance for her to like make up
exploding
like the bad start, and I think Ruby's also at this point just comfortable with knowing people like that she already has met.
Yeah, even if it's someone who doesn't really like her.
Yeah.
She even afterwards does try and like point out to Weiss that she is a good partner, how like she is fast and she can keep up and she is going to be able to defeat all the green, and they're not going to be good partners and be friends, and you're going to be, wow, that Ruby girl is just so cool,
just very, very cool.
Really, really cool, and I want to be your friend.
Be your friend. Yep. So
she zooms
she wants to be a huntress and she wants to make friends. So putting everything that she hates about Weiss aside, she's willing to do that. And I'm like, good on you, Ruby.
Seriously.
Because if I was in that position, I'd been like, bye, Weiss.
Just like, I also like the RTAA ode that they had. It was so cute. But like, again, it was that
so
little
cute.
Just that little trial that they had done for the episode, since I think that they had learned that they didn't really like the chibi forms, and then they did the RTAA forms, and then I guess they just excluded both of those after using them, which I'm kind of like, dang it, I would have loved to see more RTAA stuff.
I'd say if they would have kept with the RTA, even as like a small like spin-off thing, how they do with like the podcast and everything, just have like a minute-long RTAA with Ruby about like maybe something that got like out of the script, or like a little side
or like
thing.
a Dear Diary,
to see that.
a Dear Diary Ruby kind of thing. But also
that would be wonderful.
Ruby does that little cat thing, and I was like, so that was so cute. I don't know if
you
noticed that.
I didn't notice the cat thing at first,
Really?
the way she like puts her hands up and does the little cat mouth, until I paused it to write a note and I looked up and it was like little cat Ruby, and I was like, it's Lindsay.
It's Lindsay. Look at them.
It's Lindsay doing the Lindsay
using
thing.
Their little references to other people.
My last note of episode 5 is the fact that Weiss's motives up to this point have been entirely self-serving.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, she tried to pair up with Pyrrha after learning that after knowing that she was the top student in her class and won all of the tournaments, and she was like, you know, the most powerful student in class and the smartest student in class are going to be on the same team, and we're going to get perfect grades and be popular. And I'm like, okay. And then when she's talking to Ruby in the forest, she always refers to her mission instead of our mission. It's always about Weiss. It's Weiss's mission. Not Ruby and Weiss's mission. Weiss's mission.
It's also interesting, like, it kind of shows, like, how Ruby and Weiss will eventually get along, because, like Ruby had explained, she doesn't really want to work with a lot of people. She's very stubborn at first about getting to be in a team with other people. And it's interesting that both her and Weiss share a similar view, as where they don't really want to work on a team, but I guess they'll work together anyways.
I mean, they might as well, especially with the Grimm finally coming out this episode.
Grimm counter! With my favorite.
I love the Grimm. I'm not gonna lie.
Beowulfs.
I freaking love the Grimm.
I love Beowulfs.
Beowulfs. Nevermore is definitely my favorite name for a Grimm, but I do really like the Beowulf design.
We'll see them in the next episode, because we actually didn't see them in this episode.
Yeah, but just the first encounter, that was pretty cool.
I mean, you saw the glowing eyes, and they kind of like
and plus it's
came out of the bushes.
You get to see the official design of them, whereas like in the trailer, they kind of were just kind of like wolves, basically. And now it's like, hey, here's this wolf that's got red markings and a skull and just glowing red eyes and really werewolf-like. And I was like, yes, I am so much in love with this right now.
Yep.
The last thing I have is when Pyrrha shows up to get John. I call it the ARKOS theme.
The ARKOS theme?
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well.
Well, if you listen to the music when they first meet or first do that, there's a certain song that plays, and that song also plays whenever it's just John and Pyrrha alone
together.
I never noticed that.
Whenever they're together, there's a song that plays that repeats whenever they're together.
I know we talk about a lot about visual and like emotional cues, but shout out to all the audio
Oh my god, yes.
and like theatrical cues, because you may not pick up on it, but musical cues are really, really important, like Justin just pointed out.
Yeah.
The ARKOS has a theme song.
It's real. The ARKOS is real.
Also, whenever Ruby ran into Weiss, when they met eye contact, Mirror Mirror played for a bit.
That is true.
Yeah, I've been listening to the soundtrack a lot.
I need to start picking up on keynotes because I really like my big thing about the season 3 volume has been like I'm waiting forever for this volume music to come out, because a lot of the music I would hear a lot of music now because I've picked up on that as the seasons went by, but in the first season I never really paid attention to a whole lot of the music until after I listened to the CD. And
I mean, I've been listening to a lot of the music, and then I've been watching it a lot, and I'm trying to I think there's definitely themes in there, like there's the 4 trailer themes that play a lot.
Oh yeah.
During certain situations. There's the ARKOS theme that plays whenever those two are together. Rin has like this funky type sound, like there's like the beginning of when Rin and Nora were talking with each other. There's kind of like that super like I can't explain it, like sympathizer.
Bubbly?
No, there was like a sympathizer like type music during all that in the background.
Okay.
And then that later shows up whenever like Ren's fighting in the lunchroom. Kind of like, I don't know. I have like the slight theory that's not complete about certain instruments kind of go with certain characters.
I mean, I can definitely see that, considering that like each character could possibly have a theme. So like whatever instrument's dominant in that particular score, I don't see why not.
Like Weiss is definitely piano.
Oh yeah.
Ruby is guitar, but like more heavier guitar, and Blake is more like also guitar, but it's a different type of sound. Or she could be drums too, because there's a certain type of drums in her thing. But it's just a weird theory that I've been kind of thinking about. I don't know if it's any true or not, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to do more research on it, but not research, but more watching and listening to it and see if it actually comes true.
I see what you mean though by the Ren and Nora like being a simple. I just was clicking on it and seeing, but yeah, I see what you mean by that's their theme.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah.
Well, that's all the notes I have for this week. So, any more else for you?
No, that is everything for me.
That was everything for me too.
We're going to have a new poll on Twitter and I guess Tumblr, because we're going to do it on an off-site because we have more than 4 choices.
Trouble!
Yep. So, whose landing style was your favorite? It's going to be the question.
Yeah.
Mine was Yang.
I really liked Ren's.
Either Pyrrha or Yang's is honestly mine, to be honest. Torn.
But yeah, that will be up soon when we release the episode on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Or today, if you're listening to it.
The next ones will be
Chapter 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah. I had to think for a moment.
Cool. What comes after 5?
Ooh.
I don't have that many fingers.
It's gonna be my favorite ones.
Yay!
Ooh.
Yeah, we start getting to really good ones from now on. We met the characters, now we get to do the action.
That's your favorite part, is the action.
But yeah, thank you everyone for your support and listening, and please continue to give us feedback and share your ideas and share us with your friends.
Remember to follow MAVV Radio at MAVV Radio on Twitter and Tumblr, and I believe on SoundCloud and on YouTube. I think I got really lucky with that name. It's everywhere. You don't have to like add like underscores or numbers or anything.
Literally the best.
And that's MAVV for MAVV.
Like the color.
Yep, and that stands for Tori.
Mistral, Atlas, Vacuum, and Veil. I guess until next week, this is us signing off.
Yeah.
Yep.
So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.